Welcome to this episode of Retail Media Thursdays with me, David Sequeira. Today we'll be speaking to Anna from Coca-Cola Europacific Partners. So hi Anna, welcome to Retail Media Thursdays. First of all, could you just introduce yourself and tell us a bit about your role?
Yeah, of course. So my name is Anna Afán and I am the Group Head of Digital Activation at Coca-Cola Europacific Partners. My role at Coca-Cola Europacific Partners, or CCEP, is to create the framework, create the look of success for all of our digital touch points, whether they are in-store, in-outlet, or whether they are on-site. So effectively understanding how we want to activate, how we want to take that from and to, and the strategy behind it.
So look, we're going to start quite broad actually. The definitions of retail media are murky to say the least. How do you define it at Coca-Cola Europacific Partners, and how does that shape your remit?
I can appreciate why the definition of retail media can be a little bit misleading, or why people don't seem to get to an agreement on it. So for us, Coca-Cola Europacific Partners is all about making people understand that it's not just the digital element of it. Retail media encompasses all of the media touch points that we are able to book, whether it's in-store, whether it is on-site, or whether it is off-site. So those touch points that the retail media networks offer effectively. So on top of the where, what we also take into consideration when defining retail media is the what and the how. When I say what, it has to do with the ability to book all across the funnel from awareness to conversion. And when I say how, more importantly, is the ability to be very relevant, very targeted by utilizing the first-party data that the retailers offer. So for us, that's the definition in CCP.
So Anna, honing in a little bit on 2025, what are some of the biggest challenges you're grappling with?
Well, retail media, of course, is a very, very exciting space, but it comes with its fair share of challenges. So in this sense, there is three main challenges that I can think about right now. First and foremost, it is all about fragmentation. So there is a myriad of retailers, a myriad of retail media networks, and every single one of them are calculating the KPI slightly differently. Every single one of them, of course, have a different attribution window. So from a brand perspective, it's also very difficult to effectively compare apples to apples, have that one view, imagine, within a country, but even more difficult above market across all countries. It's effectively very, very difficult. Sure. So that would be one big challenge for us, without a doubt. Then thinking also about incrementality, because not all the retail media networks are sophisticated enough to tell us or to calculate that incrementality, that incremental return on ad spend or incremental ROAS, right? Why is that? Because there's so many touch points on-site, off-site, and in-store that connecting the dots is effectively very difficult if the retail media networks are not there yet. Mm-hmm. So from a brand perspective, of course, you want to understand what is the incrementality of that retail media investment. Mm-hmm. And the third challenge that I see is, of course, what is the percentage of investment that should be going to retail media compared to other levers that we have in the organization. So again, because we've got so many retail media networks being launched, new touch points being added, the brand's budgets don't go up proportionally. So we need the retail media networks to help us understand what is the ideal split, what is the ideal proof point effectively to help us inform the way that we shape up our campaigns and our budgets. What is that percentage that we would need to be devoting to that? Interesting.
It kind of brings me on to another question then, that there's a lot of unanswered questions in retail media. Which one's top of your mind then?
Well, there's a few of them, to be fair. So for sure, I am going to touch base on, I've mentioned attribution, measurement, yes, that for sure. But it's a question of what is the effect that retail media has from on-site to off-site and vice versa, of course. Because again, we all strive to, activate from an omni-channel perspective, be present in all touch points, yes, without a doubt. But we don't have the functionality or the sophistication in all retail media networks to prove what on-site retail media delivers to, say, for example, in-store sales, and the other way around. That's very difficult currently. And the other unanswered question is, what is the ideal fair share of split or media mix, I would say, on-site, in-store, and off-site? Why? Because again, what is the ideal percentage investment that you would need to drive your campaign objectives, or for example, your brand objectives? We need the help having the right data to inform these decisions. And currently, we don't know whether we are investing the right way on-site, off-site, or in-store, whether we have the fair share of spend that retail media needs.
It's been lovely having you on the show today.
Thank you.
Thank you for your answers and for the insight. It'll be so useful for other people as well who are, in this space, learning, probably grappling with many of the same challenges you yourselves. So thank you, Anna.
No, thank you.
Great. Good to have you.
Amazing. Thanks.